He has to pee.
That was on there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Irongeek Cast number 121, Corydon. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great in my Tony the Tiger voice. It's wonderful Wednesday, y'all. Yip, yip.
I'm trying to figure out how to fix some shit that screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having some problems with hard drive upstairs, so my main machine is not functioning. And I got all my backup files from Irongeek.com on a different drive, but now I'm having different read-write issues depending on the OS I have.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I had to rebuild. Like I said, I had to rebuild my I had to put Mac OS back on my MacBook Pro.
Oh, it hurts. It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's painful, but the drivers, it was just driving me crazy. Then every time I would boot up Kali Linux, missing firmware. I'm like, damn it, because I had to update to the latest version of firmware, but you can't do that unless you got Mac OS on there. I was like, So I just said, you know what? I've had my fun. I need a stable OS, and here I am.
See that?
Yeah, so I'm just putting everything back now. I thought I had a copy of Office for Mac, but I don't know what I did with it. But anyway,
like workplace-wise, do you use O365?
Yes.
That includes like 3 or 4 different, offices, or 3 or 4 licenses, I think, per subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could use that too.
Yeah, I might as well. I'm just gonna do that.
I mean, used to, I would use whatever I found, but I'm just like, screw it. Most employers do not give a crap if you use it, for personal use. And Microsoft loves seeing people use it for personal use. Just it gives them many more data points. And I mean, it's free, it's accessible, might as well.
Yeah, and plus we use Teams a lot at work. So
do you really?
Yeah.
I was looking at that because I didn't know anybody who did. So, like, what's your thought on Teams?
Teams is pretty cool, man. You can, like I said, I haven't had any issues with the video calls or the meeting calls or whatnot. And while you're on the meeting calls, you can actually just chat. You can share files. You can do all kinds of stuff. The only issue that I do have is that you can't have multiple team sessions going. So, meaning, for example, if you're logged into Teams on company A, but you want to also have a team session with company B, you have to log out of company A and then log into company B.
Yeah, I think that's kind of standard. You can't
stupid.
do that with a GoToMeeting, or I don't think you can do it with like Skype Enterprise side either. So
they need to change that, because that you need to be able to multitask. Like, that's the only thing I don't like. Like, I need to have the multiple sessions. Like, even on my phone. Like, you have Teams on your phone, it works great. I do a lot of whatchamacallit. So I do a lot of
that's candy bar
multitasking. Yeah. Whatchamacallit. But I do a lot of multitasking, so it's just something that's needed. But hey, you roll with the punches, right?
There you go.
There you go. So that's enough rambling from me. I'm sorry. How's everybody else's day?
Darren? Unless you already spoke.
Not bad. No, not bad. Just again, I'm on vacation for the last week, so I'm kind of checked out of the IT world right now.
Boy, that sounds really rough. I mean, are you going to make it?
I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
I think he is. I think he's going to make it.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's see. My week. Been pretty decent week. Had a Central Ohio Information Security Summit last Thursday and Friday. Memorial Day weekend. So took our son to the park, which is fun while we're going there. While we leave, that's just all hell breaks loose. Always. Similar to taking a bath. My boy loves water. So
yeah, the kids are awesome.
Oh yeah. so that was all good. And then I actually had a pine tree, and I'd never seen this happen before. But over the winter, it was dying off slowly last year. But over the winter,
Yeah.
as snow and ice accumulated, time after time, just had a branches start falling down, and literally fell down. And you have almost a straight pine tree up, probably 35, 40 foot up.
Mm-hmm.
But all these branches that fell down and just like stacked up around it. So I've been working on getting all those branches down, cutting out to the burn pile. So
Nice.
that was fun. I still have a little bit more, but the vast majority's done. Oh yeah. Finally got around to doing some lawn work.
You're growing.
I'm just doing the adulting. But I try to avoid it as much as possible. So, Adrian, I had to step away for a minute. Did you say how your week was?
Other than just having problems with one of my drives going bad and having to get shit installed and get the right file system read so I can update some stuff on Irongeek.com. Other than that, things have been going okay.
Yeah, speaking of drivers, honestly, Mac's video drivers suck. I've had so many issues with Mac video drivers, like to the point full system reboot is needed. Not just like, multiple monitors and the monitors go out or whatnot, but actual like graze over the screen and have to do a full-fledged reboot. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And
so I'm a little distracted tonight. That's why. Just carry on without me. I'm trying to figure this out so when I drive to Circuit City Con tomorrow, I have all the damn metadata I need, though. All the stuff is not necessarily... The CSV file is a little bit of a nightmare to begin with.
Yeah.
Well,
and T Maker's saying, and we all know our lovely T, I guess I'll say maker and not go past that. Yeah, it does. And if you have an Outlook, so are you saying Outlook.com account, you get it for free? Because like the Outlook.com accounts are free. So validate that for me. And Jason said, hey, everyone. Hey, Jason.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Tiger uppercut.
And Caprico will unfortunately not be with us tonight. He's traveling and apparently taking tornadoes wherever he goes. So
is he chasing tornadoes?
No, they're literally chasing him. So just hope and pray, hashtag thoughts and prayers that you don't live anywhere where Caprico is going. Because if you do, he's going to bring a tornado with him.
Yeah, and just hope, like I said, just all jokes aside, but please be safe if you're in that position, or not position, but if you're in a situation where you live and there's a lot of tornadoes and stuff going on, just please be safe. Just take all the precautions that you need, and definitely listen for the alerts, and just pay attention to what's going on. That's all I would say.
And for those who don't live in those areas, there's not much you can do except, duck and cover if you get the alarm. And even then, that may not be enough.
But yeah, definitely, hang in there, and we're here for you. Meow.
Yeah, definitely. What was it? Tuesday night? Oh no, last night. What is today? Wednesday.
Last night.
So yeah, Tuesday night. Yeah, we were downstairs until about 1:15 or so.
Okay.
Until about, I had to yell at the dog. Until about 1:15. Until the main threat was gone. But that storm system, they had tornadoes in Dayton, which is about an hour and 30 minutes southwest of me, and then also kind of down south of me. So that whole system kind of went through. But yeah, that was a lot of fun there for a while.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's and I just read a funny tweet, and maybe this related to the interesting storm that I saw this week about Blue Key. Yeah, with I just saw an interesting tweet. GitHub, or as is now known as 4,000 copies of broken or malicious Blue Key PLCs. I just thought that was funny. I just saw that on Twitter just now.
Yeah. Are they referring specifically to like some of the stuff the Sandbox Escaper threw up there? Oh, you're talking the RDP side?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody, but everybody's like, "Oh, I got the PLC." I had a conversation, and yes, Jake, if you're listening, you are wrong. There are no PLCs for Blue Key, and yes, I'm saying it live on air. So, Jake, if you're watching, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's all like Eternal Blue all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where everybody thought they had the Eternal Blue PLC, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't legit. And now, after a long time, then they finally released it to talk about with the source code and everything else. Yeah.
All you had to do was get hit by WannaCry or no PETA, and you had it.
Yeah. 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 No, I had to convince my coworker this morning that he was wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. Even though he tried to show me so many GitHub accounts, but I'm like, okay, go ahead and run it and see what happens.
Yeah. Now, is that the same RDP as from about what was it, 3 weeks ago now?
With Sandbox Scraper? I don't think so.
No, not Sandbox. That was last week. From about
no,
3
I don't
weeks
think it
ago.
is.
The same.
No, I don't think it.
Around the same time that the
oh, you know what? Yes.
SharePoint vulnerability.
May 20th.
Yeah.
Around like May 20th? Yeah, it is. Yeah, around like May 20th, yeah. Around
that was just last week, so yeah, I mean that's different. Because there was another RDP one that was like, high criticality, but it was difficult for execution here like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because no, I know what the one you're talking about. I really kind of just didn't really pay it attention because I kind of treated it like the vulnerabilities that we always see for the version of SSH that comes out like every week. So that's pretty much how I treated it.
Yeah.
I was
all
like,
fun.
Yep, it's all fun.
Yeah, that's cool though. So there isn't a working POC out there because I hadn't validated whether one does exist or not.
I went hunting for one because, again, as far as like with the hunting side of the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I find one, then hey, we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
Actually, if you find one, I still have people that are buyers. So.
Yeah, look at that. See, there you go.
Good stuff.
Oh man. Yep. I'm sorry. And just real quick, the reason I keep saying yep, I got that from Chung Li in Street Fighter 2 after she wins. So that's why you hear me say yep.
The kid. I picture a few in my head dressed up as Chun Li.
I was playing the game with Street Fighter 2 with Chung Li, but you won't see me dressed up as Chung Li. I'm too big for that. And yeah, I don't think people want to see me in a Chung Li costume or as they're warning videos. You don't want to see that.
You could do like the costume and then like the sides be blacked out or something. Have like a black or whited out with the white screen behind you or whatever color,
Oh no!
And then, see, you're there.
I'll just be wearing. Only thing you'll see me in is like different shirts each day, whether it's Sailor Moon or Cuphead or whatever else. Yeah. You'll see me tomorrow. Oh, you'll see another shirt tomorrow. I'm like, ha. Yeah. And mind you, just to plug in, when I do the morning videos, that is my work outfit. Somebody asked me that today. This is what you show up to work in? I said, yeah, I do. Even if it's a remote call or wherever else, and I have to go to a remote office, yeah, I do show up to work like that.
This is what I show up to work in. But most of the time, I just walk downstairs.
Yeah. So I had my Snorlax T-shirt on today. And they were like, "Oh my God, you're live. You're not sleepy." So I said, "Yeah, I know. Just call me a walking contradiction, I guess. I don't know.
Heck yeah.
Have fun."
That's right.
Meow. So yeah.
Okay. Do we want to hit some show notes?
Sure.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm distracted. I'm trying to get all this shit ready for Circle City Con, and hardware's failing me. So
Don't forget the Vaseline. I mean, that's pretty important.
don't forget the lotion.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, is Charles assisting?
Not on this one.
And Charles just dropped off. Okay. Hopefully we have Charles back later. So, first up on the breach report. And this was not intentional. I just noticed this a few minutes ago. So if you guys are watching along on YouTube, look down at Adrian's icon. Underneath Adrian Crenshaw is show notes. So you can follow along with exactly what we're talking about. But first up is UK pub chain Green King gift card website hacked. And I do want to point out the picture that they decided to utilize. Green King and then Spread Eagle Pub and Flame Grill. Just one of those things. But Green King was compromised. Information that the attackers were able to obtain included name, email address, user ID, encrypted password, address, and postal code. And anytime that, kind of the PR people say that the passwords were encrypted, and then do not say what the encryption is, yeah, it could have just been encoded. Could have actually been encrypted, but yeah, I mean, vast majority of the time we're going to be able to crack those open anyway. Okay, how do you yell at the dog? And they did not say or acknowledge how many actual users' information was compromised in this. So they were popped. Darren, got anything on that?
Not really.
Okay. Next up, TalkTalk data breach found on Google. So, yeah. Apparently, TalkTalk had a data breach in 2015. They did not disclose it to anyone, yet that data has now arose on Google. And they have about... Actually, I'll just read it straight. A recent investigation has shown that about 4,500 customers have received the wrong notification regarding the incident. This was a genuine error, and we have since written to all those impacted and apologized. 99.9% of the customers received the correct notification in 2015. So, and they did say none of the details accessed in the 2015 incident could lead to any direct financial loss. But, yeah. Apparently, they have about 156,000 total customers were compromised. They didn't say exactly what information was included. I'm guessing telephone numbers at minimum, because they did say that the risk of scam calls and offers of free credit monitoring, they expected to increase for their customer base. So, sorry, TalkTalk, you fail. And, let's see. Third up, Flipboard. And I got pages loading on my screen. Flipboard hacks prompt password resets for millions of users. Are you guys familiar with Flipboard?
No, is that anything like Trello or something?
Yeah, it's a news aggregator, but it's also like has a social media aspect to it. Like, I remember it from a few years ago, but wasn't something that really interests me any.
Hmm.
But apparently, they reset millions of user passwords. But the information that they were able to get included stolen usernames, email addresses, passwords, not encrypted passwords, and account tokens for third-party services, which makes me think they were doing some of that stuff similar to, Facebook, how you use your Facebook identity to authenticate everywhere across the world. I think they were doing some stuff fairly similar to that. But apparently, it's about 150 million monthly users. They are saying the passwords were unreadable. They were using SHA-1, so that's still, crackable. And yeah, they got popped. About all we have on that. And then last up, First American Financial Corp leaked hundreds of millions of title insurance records. And so this was a Krebs article from a couple days ago. So this data went all the way back to 2003. Information included bank account numbers and statements, mortgage, tax information, social security numbers, wire transcription receipts, driver's license images, and were available without any type of authentication to via the internet and via a web browser. So they're one of the leading providers of title insurance and settlement services to the real estate and mortgage industry. They employ 18,000 people, and the revenue in 2018 was 5.7 billion. So that was just a massive cluster. All that data fully exposed to the internet. Awesome. Darren, you're a homeowner, right?
I am.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yep.
So, I mean, ultimately, too, though, that's one of the things. Everyone's going to get compromised eventually, right? That is kind of the expectation. Your data will be compromised eventually because of some lack security by somebody. I mean, loans, you have to do all that. They're not going to give you a loan unless you fill out all their paperwork and go through their, jump through all their hoops. So at some point, your data, personally, even if they did not directly attack you or try to get your data, will be involved in a breach. So make sure, even if you are very mindful about your internet browsing practices, what you do from a information security perspective, your data will be out there eventually, somewhere, somehow.
That's also why you good practices on your own end too. You can't control who sees your social security number sometimes, but you can put a credit freeze out there, which prevents you from opening new lines of credit in your name without your authorization.
Yeah, and that's very, very important. Making sure to do the credit freezes if need be. For any kids, and we mentioned this multiple times on the show, if you have kids, do a credit freeze on your kids. Because a child's social security number is worth way more than my social security number. I mean, depending upon the age, it can even go up to $1,000, $2,000, for a very young child's social security number. So make sure you do a credit freeze on your kids. Do it on yourself too. Just open it up whenever you need to do stuff. But yeah, definitely 100% do the kids, because the last thing you want is your child be 18 years old, 19, 20, whenever they're trying to get, a credit card for the first time, or get student loans, or whatever, get a car loan.
or apartment or something
Yeah,
like that.
or
Yeah.
apartment, house, anything.
Or a job, because if it depending what they work in too, that maybe having a negative credit score could be
Yeah.
a barrier.
And then they get to 18, 19, whenever they start looking into this whole credit thing and find out somebody's charged up $60,000 in your child's name. They have like just an atrocious credit score. They've never made their payments on time. I mean, it can be really bad. So just make sure you do that. It's easy process as a precautionary measure, but just being able to have that safety net there, it's definitely important. Yeah, team maker, yep. And they won't find out they owe money until they're 18. Exactly.
I mean, there's other unintended consequences of that too, depending upon how much debt is racked up. You may find debt collectors calling at you, going, "Hey, you have some debt that you need to take care of," and depending upon where it happened, they may sue you for it.
Yeah. Yep. Legally, I don't think that. I mean, they wouldn't know that the child is under 18, but legally, I don't think they can contact somebody under 18, can they?
Well, they can contact the person named on the debt, but actually, I'm not sure if the FCRA and FCTPA cover that or not.
EIEIO.
Well, it's the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Credit Debt Collection Act is what it is.
Yeah, FDCPA, Fair Debt
FDCPA.
Collection.
Practice Act.
Yeah, practices that. Yeah, I had to know that way back in the day.
Yeah, I've had to deal with creditors and deal with their bullshit. So yeah.
I was actually a network administrator. What year is this? 2019. Like 18 years ago, for a debt collection company. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Because network administrator also means, hey, you get to do phones, and in a call center, hey, I was doing like 1% network and 99% phones.
Well, also then you got a lawsuit now. You have to you got a subpoena for the records, and so you're going to be familiar with that when that starts happening.
Yeah.
Because one of your debt collectors violated the FCTPA, and now they're being sued or they're trying to seek evidence of the violation and pay that $1,000 per instance fine to the FTC.
Yeah, and I remember that back in the day. Essentially, you could just Google search FDCPA, and there were beautiful, just pre-made templates for the request of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And if we as a company didn't have sufficient evidence, or the balance wasn't exact as to what they reported to us, I mean, we threw it and it goes straight back to the person who sent it to us.
Yep.
We weren't going to go down that road and try to light a dumpster fire. The good old days.
By the way, for anyone listening, do look those laws up. If you ever have to have a issue with a debt collector, those are immense pieces of ammunition that you can use in your favor. So there's actually some pretty good protections against debt collectors in this country.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah. I mean, down to not and these are debt collection companies that run within the law.
Yeah. But even if they run outside the law, though, they could still be fined and penalized by the FTC.
So. Yeah, and then they declare bankruptcy, and then they restart under a new name.
But that's costly. That takes time and effort. And
it does.
If you're a thorn in their side, they'll want to leave you alone.
Oh yeah. Yep. Most definitely. Okay. Does anybody have anything like outside of what was previously added to show notes to discuss?
We don't have a whole lot in show notes today.
Not a ton. I mean, because next up we have like vulnerable stuff and then obviously other stuff, but neither one are extensive discussions. So
I'm afraid not. I got late start on working on the CSV file. Why can't it find Unicode in its fucking path? Unidecode, I should say.
Oh, so your file's corrupt?
No, the file's not corrupt. It just can't fucking find the library I installed.
Oh.
If you install the library, is it actually there? Is it in your LD library path?
Well, I thought it said it was in a certain path, and I included that path into my path, but something's not right still. So
Yeah, library pathing is fun in Linux world.
Yes. Yeah. Tons of fun. That's what I really wake up to in the morning and gets me out of bed. Too bad Charles isn't here. I'm pretty sure that does get him out of bed in the morning. Okay, let's
That boy ain't right.
He is the happiest person on earth. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit some vulnerable stuff real quick. Again, not a lot of stuff in here this week. Went ahead and threw in PDF Reactor since there are known vulnerabilities with it. A couple CVEs in there you can read up on. So let me see if there's anything noteworthy that I want to hit on here. Yeah, they can do server-side request forges and XML external entity injections. So, and Sean Malia discovered them. So those exist. I threw the weekly bulletin up. If you guys remember, we're throwing up stuff from US Cert every week. Adobe Acrobat is just like plastered on here. I haven't gone through it, but if you are running full-blown Acrobat, I mean, and Adobe's here every week because it's Adobe. For the last 1,000 years, Adobe is just full of holes. If you are running Acrobat, make sure you get that stuff updated. Trying to see if there's anything else that pops out to me that was big. Exchange. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that's like really jumping at me. A couple Google Chrome items. Actually, something real quick we could discuss. TrickBot. So you guys familiar with TrickBot?
Oh, isn't that kind of making a comeback?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and they're we talked about it briefly the other day, but they're actually like targeting schools. They've kind of made their stuff to look at some of these systems that schools primarily utilize.
Isn't TrickBot hit that school near you, isn't it?
Yeah, up in the Cleveland area.
Yeah.
But
didn't Baltimore also get hit by TrickBot?
No. You mean government side?
Yeah.
No, they are. Crap. Yeah, let's see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot.
And on the Baltimore side, it's funny because their hosted email is not working, obviously, but they were utilizing Gmail, during the cleanup process or attempt. And Gmail this week shut their accounts down because it looked like they were spamming and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah. Who is messaging me? Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find what ransomware family it is. Because it is similar, like in functionality to TrickBot. And it's one of the known ones, which pisses me off because Robinhood. Yeah, so Robinhood is what hit Baltimore. But one pretty cool thing though, and I'm gonna be implementing some of this into a demo in the future, whenever I do live demos and stuff. But TrickBot will actually go in and run a PowerShell command. I have it somewhere here on my system to disable Windows Defender. So as soon as it gets on a system, it's trying to actively disable countermeasures, that are there, which is also funny because apparently they don't think they can get past Windows Defender. But yeah, TrickBot, kind of cool, very annoying, but they're definitely doing some cool things. What else do we have on here? We have other stuff. New activity by APT10. So APT10 is China, and Ensilo had a pretty decent write-up here about some of the malware they're starting to drop these days. Because they'll use like a legitimate executable that's then where they've injected a false DLL or a bad DLL, and so that actually has the malicious code on it, and so they're bypassing quite a few things. But they have a pretty nice breakdown of all this, the entire attack, as well as how all these different files are interacting with one another. So that's what we have on the China side. And then last one I threw on here, I think this was a Fancy Bear. Let me see. Yeah. So Russia. And they're using a little bit different tactics than they have in the past. They're up in their game slowly or bit by bit. But just backdoor that they were able to create and start, hitting payloads and having fun within systems. And this was by We Live Security, which I've never even heard of them. You guys heard of them? We Live Security?
No, can't say that I have.
Let's see. Oh, ESET. Okay. Award-winning news, views, and insight from the ESET security community. So that's who that was. That's a decent little article. Check it out. Fun. So who did Caprico last week have the soundboard?
Yeah, that was him.
And he's still alive.
Supposedly.
I'm surprised, Aaron. You allowed that to happen after all the soundboards.
Yeah. Didn't know he was here. He was under my radar, I guess.
Well, he knew with all the soundboard action last week, he had to be stealth.
Yeah, that's true.
So, how is your how are things going with city council or local government?
I actually have not contacted a lawyer yet. There's actually a bill in progress in Texas that is going to change our preemption laws.
Yeah.
It basically used to be that the preemption did not apply to zoning boards, and now that's been changed that as long as it's lawful business, it does not apply to them anymore. So they will have to fall under preemption. It's actually been through the House and Senate right now. It's House Bill 3231. Last I checked earlier today, it's waiting for the governor. So it's waiting for him to sign it, and I'm very likely he will.
Yeah.
So if it goes into effect, then I obviously go, okay, you can approve it, or I can go to the Texas Attorney General. And Ken Paxton is not known for liking people who do that kind of shit. So
now,
yeah.
too, like down in Texas, here in Ohio, often things will go governor signs, but it won't actually go into effect for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, it could depend. It may go into effect immediately. It may go into effect a few months from now. So yeah. It's hard to say.
So if it would, be 6 months to a year, is that long enough time for you to, sit on the sidelines? Or
I'm okay with that. I mean, I'll contact the the city council and go, hey, this is going to happen. You can either do it now or you can do it later. And if you do it, and if you choose to not do it later, then you may go to jail. So do you want to play ball, or which would you rather have, potential litigation or potential income for the city?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, come on, that's kind of a no-brainer there.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I live in kind of a small town in DFW. Only about 40,000 people live here, so it's not exactly, booming with business. You think that would be kind of on their priority list, but whatever.
Yeah, actually get more business in, which
Mhm.
equates to more tax revenue,
Mm-hmm.
which equates to them having money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a ton of money from me, but hey, it's still income.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty absurd.
That's like can't see the forest for the trees kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Got any new guns lately?
No, I've actually been looking at a few. I was considering getting a high point carbine or Memorial Day weekend because
45 or 9?
45. Because I mean, they're cheap, they work, and dropping it in a high tower chassis.
Yeah. And a lot of people dog High Point. Yes, they are ugly as all get out, but
Oh yeah,
honestly,
they work.
they work. And High Point has a lifetime guarantee. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could bury that thing and it could be rusted, beyond recognition. You send it in and they will still fix it and
Yep.
or replace it.
Yep.
They're actually here out of Ohio, and yeah, they are dog ugly. Some of the
I didn't know that. I didn't know where they were actually.
Yeah. I think it's Mansfield.
Okay.
But they're like maybe probably in 45 minutes from me. But yeah, I've had and sold. I've had their I think it's C9, right? Their 9mm handgun, and then I had their 45 ACP, and I mean, I'd never had failed fires with them, like never. I just eventually had more money and upgraded to other things, but for the budget conscious, somebody wants something that goes bang, but you don't have that much money.
Yeah.
I mean, they do that.
I mean, you can get one for under
They're ugly.
Yeah, they're ugly. They have the aesthetics and kind of handling of a 2x4, but they fucking work.
I tell you, like handling though, they did not handle poorly at all because that slide was so freaking heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could practice like not the 9, but the 45. I mean, you could even with recoil, you could practically stay 100% dead on target with it, just because you did not have a lot of kickback with it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there's better guns out there. If budget allows, you should get something better. But for what they are, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you're a Glock fan. I'm a Springfield fan. So.
Yeah. Well,
we won't talk next level up.
Well, I mean, my current carry is an XDM, so that's going to get changed to a Glock shortly. So.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, if I won't go there. But yeah, 45. I actually have the 9mm high point carbine.
Yeah.
I did kind of hand that over to my wife for her to have fun with. Once I had my my AR, but I tell you what, like that carbine, a couple years ago there was a big coyote problem around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably took out in one season 12, somewhere in there, and that was all with that carbine at 120 yards. I mean, I scoped it, one iron sights. It was scoped, but 120 yards, 9mm, putting down coyotes, and it'd do it all day long. It's just a fun, and you can abuse the crap out of those things, and that's the thing. If you're just getting into guns, like they're pretty good if you're just getting in, because you don't want to completely, do the work on, a $1,200-$1,300 gun.
Yep.
If you're going to use and abuse a gun, like let it be a cheap one. You can cut your teeth on it, and then once you know what you're doing, oh crap, it fell on the ground again, or you're on cement and it falls. Like the high point's still gonna work.
Yeah.
But you're
even if for some reason you break it, you send it in, they fix it for you.
Yeah, and they're still gonna fix it. $1,200-$1,300 gun. That's like driving a Pinto. Yeah, it'll get you there, or a Yugo. Yeah, it'll get you there, but it's not going to be any fun necessarily getting there. I mean, they go boom and it's fun, but you get your brand new 2019 vehicle. You don't want to put a scratch on that thing.
No.
So, kind of think about the same thing with guns. If you're just getting into it, like High Point's like the only really inexpensive from a dollar, cheap from a dollar perspective gun that I would do this with. Like Jennings is crap. A lot of these other real, just what they used to call them, the Friday night specials.
Saturday night specials.
Yeah, are just crap.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust the slide not to blow off, with a couple rounds going down the barrel. So, but High Point, the slide will stay on. It will go boom, ugly as all get out, but it's good to cut your teeth on and then, start upgrading from there.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Chris T over on YouTube land.
Yeah. And in the side chat here, I linked the chassis that I'd be putting into it if I bought one. So.
Okay, let me check that out.
Because I was thinking about doing that because again, there's not many.
Holy crap, that's nice. That
reminds
you. That is really nice. That reminds you of the because Beretta has a carbine too.
Yeah, well, we have the CX4, but that's been discontinued.
Oh, has it?
Yep.
When?
A couple years ago.
Man,
Yep.
Because I was big into the carbines like I don't know, probably 5-6 years ago. Whenever I was looking for one, and it was like Beretta. I don't know how much they cost. They were probably like $800,
mm-hmm.
$700-800. High Point, $350, somewhere in there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get the High Point, but this is nice.
But like I was saying though, there's not many actual carbines out there made in 45. Most of them are in 9mm.
Correct.
Which it's fine. Yeah, if I want a 9mm, I can get a CZ Scorpion Evo and probably throw it in one of Manticore Arms bullpup chassis. But that's not what I want. So.
Yeah, man, this is nice. You don't like with this one though. You wouldn't get hit with the barrel length or nothing though.
No, because it's still the same barrel. It's literally just dropping the barrel in action into a chassis.
Yeah, that barrel looks really short though.
No, it just does because of how it's laid out. It's a bullpup.
Yeah.
So it still has a 16-inch barrel. It's pushed far back.
Wow. Yeah, that is sweet. That reminds what's that Israeli gun?
Tavor?
Yes. Yeah. Not obviously exact like that, but it reminds you of that.
Yep. Oh, it's a bullpup. So, this Tavor, I know the Chinese have that on the QBZs.
And they include Bluetooth. So.
Yeah. And also the Sire AUG. There's several that use bullpups, and of course the F2000 from FN.
Yeah.
So
very nice.
There's more that I'm just not mentioning.
That's right. So, Liz, I don't see a lizard. Oh, maybe I do. It's on top of the tank.
Yeah, I'll be back down. So just keep talking.
Hey. That's what I get paid to do every day. I'm just a talking head.
Yeah, I tried to crop it correctly, but Google doesn't always have the best kind of cropping.
So you change it just about every week, right?
Every so often, yeah. I try to. Sometimes I keep it for 2 or 3 weeks, but I generally try to change it weekly.
Nice. So how was your week, Liz?
Been decent. Slow.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoyed. What?
Anything fun over Memorial Day? Cookouts.
No, Memorial Day. See, what did I do? Oh yes, I just went to a bar with a friend.
What'd you drink?
Decide I'm in. Okay, I'm a little concerned that you may know more than I think you know.
No, I'm just playing. Just curious.
Yeah, I went to a tiki bar. Just went to a tiki bar.
Oh,
I've been in a tiki mood.
because you're in the. Yeah, I guess there are like places around here even that have like tiki bars. Like whenever I think
Yeah,
tiki
there's
bar, I
not
think
many.
like ocean, you know, Florida, maybe California, not Alabama or Georgia.
There are riverfront areas in the DC region. And that's actually one I went to.
Nice.
It's not the best. There's better bars, but the bar I wanted to go to was closed just closed on Monday, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Not because of the holiday, but because it closed on Mondays.
Did you go to a con recently? Like one that you said was
No?
at a bar or something. Was that it?
Oh, wow! I haven't
Or
been.
was that
That
like
was
a
back in
month or two ago?
Well, that was over half. That was over half a year ago. You're talking about
Oh man, I am
PumpCon?
maybe
Because PumpCon happened at a bar,
could have
but
been.
that was like October.
See, I am so up on events. I've had so much sleep. Like all those things 6 months ago were just flooding back to my brain.
I did go to training recently, but that's not a
Oh yeah,
convention.
for what?
Yes.
No, training for what?
Industrial control system stuff.
Trying
I,
to
I,
bypass and get into them.
I won training in a raffle. I decided why not.
Okay. Was it the general use of them, or like more on the technology stack side of it?
Pen testing.
Oh, okay. Good.
It's both red team and blue team.
Yeah. Nice. Did you learn anything that would be helpful to us or anyone listening? Like any major points outside of segmentation?
There are industrial control system protocols that have a direct memory access by design, as in a protocol which is read or write, and then a byte offset, and then you read that from the industrial control system device's memory directly.
Oh,
so
nice.
in security by design. And just in general, the kind of things you'll find in industrial control systems, these are not systems that are replaced frequently. Seeing things 30 to 40 years old is not uncommon.
Oh yeah.
So Windows NT, Windows 98 are still things.
Oh yeah.
And
Embed
for those
all the
who
things.
yeah, and for those who are kind of aghast at that, if someone buys a big water pump and it still pumps water 20 years later, they don't really care if it's receiving patches or not. I like to think of
Yeah,
it.
it
I like
still
to make it
works.
compare it all to a hammer. If someone buys a hammer, they don't fucking want to patch their hammer. Their hammer still hammers nails into the wood.
Mm-hmm.
They bought a tool.
Yeah, and a lot of those ICS
That's how I
systems
like to see it.
are 24/7 too, especially whenever it comes to
God, yes.
manufacturing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, actually getting those onto a routine scheduled maintenance equates to loss of company revenue.
Yeah.
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 Fun.
So yeah, it was interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. Darren, expanded any Linux hard drives lately?
Plenty, including your mother's.
Again? I don't know. I think that's pretty much expanded to capacity. No comment.
There's still room.
Oh, okay. So
I just noticed the stream's a little light today.
it is a little light today. We have a little T-Pain, never mind, T-Maker sitting over in the YouTube land, not joining in. So, and Adrian has been working on a Unicode/CSV issue because this is 1998.
Adrian's working on what?
I'm
He's
trying to cross a shitty CSV file. And my hardware that I normally use is wrong. Now I'm fucking around with Python libraries and trying to get old hardware back up and running so the old script worked. And I'm just having pain. It's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Oh, other things, industrial control system stuff. They have their own kind. They've created their own kind of scripting or programming languages. Like one of them, like Ladder Logic's a type of programming language they use.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's kind of the whole ecosystem's a bit strange to me. It's was developed in parallel. I like to think of in parallel to the rest of the internet. So you see some concepts that are just reinvented by those are just reinvented in a different ecosystem.
Yeah. And two, some of that I think happened prior to standardization. And so even some of that code that's sitting out there in dark areas of facilities happened before there was any type of standardized process even created. Whenever they had a need and address that need prior to, there being kind of a community-driven solution. Because I've seen that in the past with some of the old ICS stuff that I had to work with. Just from a security perspective.
I have no doubt.
Oh, it's ICS.
Also, never
sales.
nmap stuff unless you know for certain you can take it.
You are going to wreck the shit out of it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
these systems cut.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
So, like I said, never nmap these systems unless you're damn sure that it's okay, because a lot of systems, older ones, they don't have TCP/IP implemented properly, or are the really old Linux systems that don't really handle a bunch of half-open connections very well.
Yeah.
And, I've heard stories where you run an nmap on this power generator. The power generator stops working.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could take the whole Russia mindset and, we don't give a crap. We're going to be as loud as possible. And we're just going to light everything on fire. You could do that mindset, but if you're actually getting paid and want to get paid, you probably shouldn't do that. So make sure, especially red teaming, that you identify those types of things with the client prior to engagement. Because even printers, network connected printers are atrociously horrible whenever it comes to port scans. You'll jack up most brands of printers if you touch their ports and it does not have the appropriate data coming to it.
It's not going to jack it up. More so that it'll just print out it'll just print out gibberish.
Yeah, you definitely set off red flags. I have seen a couple times, but not recently, but back in the day where the printer would end up going offline after being scanned. But yeah, the gibberish one is fun. Because that's like an immediate flag. People start calling the help desk like, hey, such and such is printing out. And after you've been through 1 or 2 pen tests, like, that's a pretty quick and easy way to figure out you're being pen tested.
Yep.
Help desk starts lighting up. Just let your users be your detection. What time is it? 8:01. We do not have a lot to talk about tonight. How's the weather in DC?
A little bit muggy.
Yeah.
But, you know, I prefer muggy to raining, and we've had more than enough rain to last me for a long time.
Yeah, did you buy a kayak yet? Get from place to place?
Not yet. Thankfully, the flooding's only been on the weekends, you know, the times I want to go out.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, I'm still drooling over this bullpup conversion that Darren posted. That is nice. Need to take it off my screen, so I stopped looking at it.
Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it.
Yeah. They make it for. I'm assuming they make it for the 9mm too.
I believe it's for all of them, for all of the calibers.
Oh, okay. Holy crap! That costs as much as the gun.
Well, it's a whole new chassis, so yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, I actually just noticed it. Oh, you can do different colors too. Man. Are you doing the flat black?
Probably.
Yeah. Man, that is nice. Talking about sweet. That is sweet. And to tell somebody that's a high point.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh, that's nice. Huh. 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 Kind of like that, I don't know, they probably call it Arctic or something, but where it's got the white back end on it.
Yeah, I mean, you can always spray can it.
Yeah.
Did you already cover Tavis or Mandy hacking Notepad?
No, I missed that one. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Tavis or Mandy, he hacked Notepad to find a memory corruption bug. He has not given too many details yet. He's but you know, I'm more likely to not. He'll give the details after Microsoft patches it.
Yeah.
There are no idea if there's any priv-esque, but I have to say I'm most disappointed that he didn't use the exploit to spawn Notepad from Notepad.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
Yeah, he only spawned Shell from Notepad.
Mm. Well, no, Notepad in a as administrator though, or running as administrator would have been sweet too.
I mean, if you're changing the context,
yeah,
sure. The details of the bug are not out yet, other than memory corruption. Memory corruption. Yeah, for those who don't know Tavis, try taking a look at. Let's try, like, if you have a Kali installation, just grep for the name Tavis throughout the exploit directory. Just grep for that. Just see how many files match.
Yeah, like half to 3/4 of Kali, or at least the tools on there.
Yeah, he's very, very well known, very well respected,
even by Liz. And Liz doesn't respect anyone.
Hell no, I'm a rebel.
I'm just trying to imagine you with like a Confederate bandana on.
Yeah, I'll just do that in the suburbs of DC. That'll be taken so well.
Stop it, Liz! You're becoming a self-hating Jew. It's a stereotype.
That would be awesome.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, be nice. Because initially, whenever you jumped on, I was going to be like, did you celebrate Memorial Day? Just because I'm nice like that.
No, it's if I really wanted to go down a bad route there, I just say, we celebrate the events that opened up opportunities for opened up more economic opportunities.
To make more money.
Yeah.
Well, first
And
save money and then make more money.
But yes, it's but in all seriousness, sad people died. War is a very serious topic.
It is.
Yeah, but I've always liked the Spaniard way of things, where after someone dies, you celebrate the life they lived rather than mourning it ending.
Oh,
I've always really liked that.
Yeah, like honestly, my dad has said in the past, and I mean he'd say it today too, but he would rather his funeral be a party than everybody crying, type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Remember the good times, and try to be happy that he had a good, fulfilled life and all that stuff. I mean, thankfully, Dad's still here, but at the point that he's not, that's a thought set he wants everybody to have mindset. Were you planning to go to Israel? I think you talked about that. Are you planning to go again sometime here? Oh, you did. Man, I am just not keeping up on stuff. When was that? Was that last year or this year?
No, this year.
Oh, okay. Did you tell us? Did I know?
Maybe.
So how was it?
I think it was around the. It was good.
Yeah. So, like, whenever you went there, was it like vacation or hang out with family the whole time? Like, see sights.
I went there to see my grandmother. I had not seen her for over 15 years, and
cool.
She's in her late 80s now. So yeah,
very cool.
It was good to see her.
Yeah, I mean,
I did see some sights. Yeah, I did see some sights. Turns out the natural parks in Israel, all natural parks, are ancient ruins.
Oh, really?
I felt,
That's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
And at least one of the ancient ruins had a bunch of bats in them.
Was it like a cave or?
The one with bats? No, that was past. There's some ruins of some old city. Past an archway with a sign that said "Do not cross, collapsing risk." You could hear a lot of chirping, and if you look right under the archway, there's probably 1,000 bats hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, cool. But it was an archway, but like, open daylight on both ends of it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Archway, open daylight on one end of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bats were not in broad daylight. No,
gotcha.
They were covered from the light.
Gotcha.
Another place I went to was another area I went to. Definitely was caves.
Yeah.
And I learned that way back when, some people had a pigeon and olive based economy. When the caves went into had several thousand grooves that had been carved into the walls, and apparently those grooves were where they kept pigeons.
Huh.
They kept them for the manure and for the meat.
Interesting. Did you where was it that they found the Dead Sea Scrolls? Was that back in the 60s? I think. Did you ever go out there to any of those caves?
No.
Yeah, I think it was in the 60s. Oh, 1947. Let's see where the initially found northwest shore of the Dead Sea. Oh yeah, have you gone to the Dead Sea?
Not this trip, but I have been there on a previous one.
Did you float in it?
Yes.
Yeah, like could you tell a big difference between like being in regular water and Dead Sea with that high
I
salt
exhaled
content?
and I exhaled. I put both my feet and hands in the air, and I was still floating.
Oh, cool.
Though
Yeah, 'cause
under no circumstances do you want to dip your head into that water.
even dip while holding your breath?
Correct, because how are you going to get that salt? What are you going to do to try to wipe the water off of your eyes? Are you going to use your salt-covered hands? Also, if any of that stuff gets in your mouth, you're going to be very close to vomiting, because that stuff, they were very clear, tastes. It's not something you want to put in your mouth.
Interesting. I had no idea. Very, very cool. See, you didn't know tonight was going to be, Liz's Israel Adventures. Well, guys, got anything else?
Nope. Sorry for having a boring cast, guys.
Not every cast can be super exciting. We said Tavis hacked Notepad, but beyond that, if you look in Tavis's Twitter history, he mentions. I admittedly have not fully read into this, but if I read it correctly, Chrome was hacked via a drawing.
Really? I'll have to check that one.
Some sort of drawing tool. If you draw a very specific shape, is what it sounded like. But I've not read the details of it, so it's very possible I could be misinterpreting what he meant by shape of an exploit along with the picture.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that one a little bit. That would be interesting. But yeah, with that, Adrian, want to call it close for tonight?
Yep, that's it. And we'll go offline and yes, about secret private stuff.
Oh, yes. It's usually beard related, so just FYI.
Yeah, just so you know.
Yeah.
As soon as I find the right.
Adrian's part of the Dollar Shave Club now.
Yeah, and joking about people who can't drive a manual transmission.
Well, after all those Gillette ads and not being able to drive a manual transmission, I just feel so bad about my masculinity as it is. Anyway,
you should.